Hello, welcome. My name is Jenny or Jay. If you are a new raver and want to learn how to survive your first ever rave, or if you're just a seasoned raver and just want to elevate your rave experience, I'm going to share a couple tips and tricks and essentials of what you need to really elevate and make the most out of your rave experience. The number one thing that I recently started doing to elevate my experience not that long ago was setting intentions before going to the event. So the day before, or even a couple minutes, or even on the walk from the parking lot to the event, before entering, or even as soon as you enter, if you forget, it's happened. You just set your intention for what you want out of it. If you want to meet new people, if you want to express yourself more, if you want to be more confident dancing or communicating with people, or if you want to make more friends, if you want to help more people, like whatever your intentions are, be very clear and concise of what you want and kind of check in with yourself and see what you're going through at the moment to see what needs attention in your life. And it honestly just changes the whole perspective and the whole experience overall. In my experience, every time I do set intentions, I do get what I intend out of it. And it's just a beautiful way to really incorporate a grounding and a spiritual connection to the whole community, because it is such a healing environment and it could really shift and shape your whole experience. So I definitely recommend doing that. I like to always say that I am protected, so I intend to be protected and have this boundary and this invisible wall against me where nothing can happen to me and nothing can harm me. And that literally sets the mood for the whole experience. And I also do it for the group that I'm going with to make sure no one in my group member gets harmed. And it really has shifted so much. You can also wear like black tourmaline or any black crystal or stone is a protection stone. So if you are into that woo woo spiritual love stuff, definitely recommend that. But if not, just setting your intentions would just literally shift your whole experience. So I 10 out of 10 recommend. I would also recommend you pinpointing where you park. So if you are parking somewhere near the location, especially like hard summer, oh my god, any event in LA is going to be a little bit chaotic, but just anywhere in general, just pinpoint your location, and everyone who's going in your group, wherever whoever you're with, tell them to pinpoint the location. And also look at determining factors around you that will help differentiate where you are parked, because sometimes phones will fail you, phones will get stolen, hopefully not, but taking a portable charger, I mean, that's literally a given with any event. Take a portable charger if you're going to be on your phone a lot. Even if you're not, you never know who may need it in your group or wherever. A portable charger is always an essential thing to take in case your battery dies. This is for comfort in your outfit. Take comfortable shoes, and if you're not going to take comfortable shoes, take insoles. Buy insoles, and insoles also have a certain mileage, so once you use those insoles for a while and you see that it's not really doing much anymore, get rid of them and replace them. But insoles are literally that bitch, I'm not gonna lie, they change everything, especially if you're gonna be walking a lot. I know hard summer this year, like, they're using a lot, I mean, they have for the past 2 years, but it's a lot of walking. Whatever, rave, it's big, you're gonna be walking a lot, you're gonna be uncomfortable, so take comfortable shoes or take insoles here. This is another fashion tip. So if you are trying to wear platforms but you're just not a platform girly, or you're trying to like kind of slowly go away from platforms, I recommend you get platform sneakers, like white or black or whatever color, and find long socks that match with it, especially for those events that like are a little bit colder, or even not, you just have coverage on your feet and up to your knee. I love knee-high socks with platforms because it makes the illusion that you're wearing boots and it gives you that height that you need, but it's comfortable, especially also if you add insoles. So don't forget your insoles. As soon as you get to the event, make sure you get your priorities out of the way. And what I mean by that is get all the things that you need to get situated. So if you need to go get water, if you need to go to the restroom, if you have VIP and you want to go to the concierge and get all the free stuff that they give, if you want to go get a locker, if you want to take pictures, get all of those things out of the way, because later down the line, if you don't get those things and you get lost in the sauce, you're going to be very sad at the end of the night that you didn't get to do those things. So get your priorities straight and get them out of the way as soon as you get there. It will make a big difference, and then the rest of the night you could just run around like a child in a playground. Another thing that's very important is setting your meeting spot. So make sure everyone has a screenshot of the map before going to the event. When you have service or take a picture of the event, they usually have the map like on a billboard or on a board like up big where you can take a picture of it and set your meeting spot. So when I usually like to do it beforehand so that I can like circle on the map where we're meeting. I like to have a meetup spot that's kind of like in the center of like all of the stages so that you won't have to change your meeting spot depending on what stage or what DJ you're gonna see. Or if you have like a for sure DJ that you want to meet with your group with, setting it at that stage. So I usually like to do VIP because VIP there's only one entrance and there's not a lot of people there. So I usually do that or like again like in the middle of all the stages and set a time, set an alarm on your phone so you put the time so if you're meeting at like 7:30, set it 15 minutes before so that you get to go to the restroom or get water, get whatever you have to get before com- commuting to that location, and make sure you set like a 5 or 10 minute window slot of how long you're going to wait there for. So if you're meeting at 7:30 and you're giving yourself like 10 minutes after, so like 7:40, after 7:40 you're not going to be there anymore, so that you're not wasting your time waiting for someone. You just are able to leave. They didn't come in that time frame, then you leave. Also, please don't forget to set up meeting spot at the end. So just in case you missed that little time frame and you don't get to meet up with your group, make sure you set a meeting spot to leave the festival together. I usually like to do it at a place that's near the exit. So if there's lockers near the exit, if there's like a photo op near the exit, make sure you meet there and you literally point it out as soon as you get to the location when you first get there and be like, hey, this is where we're meeting at the end if we don't get to see each other today. Like, we'll meet here at the end of the night. So, those are the two meeting spots that are very important that I think you should do if you are meeting with a specific person or a group. It literally helps. And later down the line, if you don't meet up with them where you were originally going to meet up during the festival, at least you have that meetup spot at the end of the night and you get to find your friend and make sure they're okay and they had a great night. Another thing regarding meeting spots and stuff like that is timestamp your messages. So if you don't know, there's going to be no service because there's a lot of people at one time in the same place. So you're not gonna have service. You're gonna have very iffy service. You might have service every now and then or specific spots, but it's not guaranteed. So if you send messages to your friend, make sure you send as much information as possible. Don't send like one message and then the other and then the other because you don't know which of those three messages they're gonna receive and at what order. So make sure you send everything that you have to and timestamp the time that you're sending it so that they know when you sent it and when they receive it because they could receive it like 30 minutes after and then they go to that place and you're not there anymore. So make sure you timestamp your messages because it will help. So this is for hydration. If you don't want to take a hydro pack, there are a lot of good ones on the market. There's so many, or if you just get a regular one from Walmart, like it is essential to get a water container of some sort. Or if you're gonna buy water there, I mean it's like five-ish. I don't know, inflation, but they're kind of expensive. But if you do get a water, they usually have like the canned waters. Just refill that and use that. If you don't want to keep buying them, you could just reuse them. Or what I like to do is I like to take the little collapsible water bottles, the silicone ones, or just like any collapsible water, like put away if you're not using it and then fill it up when you are. I like doing that if I don't want to carry a hydro pack or if I'm not going with my boyfriend because he usually carries a hydro pack. A collapsible water bottle is essential, especially if you don't like carrying a big backpack and likes to travel a little bit lighter. That's perfect. You could just stuff it in your purse or in your fanny pack and then just go about your day. I also like doing that even if I'm taking a hydro pack, like my boyfriend's always taking a hydro pack. I like to take a water bottle on the side because I like taking either liquid IV or vitamin C, or like if you want to make empty my water, you could put it in that water bottle, fill it up, and then drink it so that you get hydrated or you get your goodies in and you get the vitamin C, whatever. But don't put it in your hydro pack because it creates mold if you don't clean it right away because it's sugar and it just makes it smell and taste a little bit funky. And then you're going to need water eventually. And if your biggest water source is sugar, you're gonna not want that eventually. Like eventually you just want actual water because sugar can be too much sometimes when you're out and about doing fun stuff. So that is another thing to consider, and take it from me, please don't do that. When it comes to fanny packs and or purses and or backpacks and your phone, there is essentials that I would like to share that have worked for me before. If you have a fanny pack, I have gotten my phone stolen out of my fanny pack when it was right here front and center. So don't be comfortable in just the regular schmegular ways of being, because the phone thieves are getting smarter and slicker, so you got to be 10 steps ahead of them. I like to use these little tiny carabiners. They are super cute because they have a clip on both sides, and you could just hook each clip to each um zipper. Usually bags have two zippers. If they don't, you could attach it to just the zipper hook and like the corner of where the strap is at. This has saved mine and my sister's lives so many times. I have so many of these. They come in like a pack of 10 or so. You will get them literally anywhere. I love these. Saved my life. You have the regular like carabiners as well. And then you also have your clutch loops, which are cool and all, but my boyfriend has actually gotten his phone stolen off a clutch loop, so don't rely solely on that. Use all the extra precautions, but make sure you use a type of precautions, because again, the phone thieves are smart and slick and they're everywhere, so don't get too comfy. Another thing that I like to do to protect myself, this is for anyone, if you have a pashmina or like a sweater, a windbreaker, I also recommend taking a windbreaker because they're light, they're easy to fold and put away or just tie. They're not bulky, but they still bring some type of warmth and protection. I love me a good hooded windbreaker. But another layer of protection that I like to do is when I do have my pashmina and I'm not using it, I like to wrap it and put it around the strap where the zipper is at, so that they can't get into your zipper if you don't have the carabiner, or if you do and you just want extra protection, you put the pashmina or the sweater over the zipper so that they can't really fiddle and make their way in there because the pashmina and the clothes is covering it. So that's another tip. As for the restrooms, it might be common knowledge, but just go to the very back. They're usually less congested, cleaner, and just overall better to use because people like to go when they gotta go, they're going to the nearest one. They don't really want to walk all the way back there, but some people do, but some people don't. I don't know. They're still for the most part always cleaner, and they usually get empty because again, like people just wait in line to the first few ones that are there. Go to the back. And then another tip, if you go to the restroom in the porta potty, cut your toilet paper before you sit down and squat. That's something that I just recently learned that has saved my life, because a lot of times you don't want to be like rolling up the toilet paper while you're kind of like hovering over the toilet. So I usually like, as soon as I get in there, I get my paper ready, and then I do my business, and then I have everything ready and I just wipe and I'm ready to go. So that's a helpful tip that's literally shifted my toilet experience at raves. I know it's weird, but it works. Okay. Another thing, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but there's hand sanitizer in the porta potties for the most part. All of them are supposed to have like hand sanitizer. So if you like look when you're exiting out the door to the right, usually it's to the right, there's a little hand sanitizer dispenser there. And a lot of people don't know that, but that's always there. My boyfriend always likes to use that. And then like if there's water, he'll wash his hands. If you don't have hand sanitizer, or if there's no more water, there's hand sanitizer there. But of course, take your own hand sanitizer. I also like to take these little things. They sell them literally anywhere again. They're little these are little, like they look like Listerine strips. If you know, you know. But they're just little soap tabs that you take one and then you like get some water and rub it in, and you have yourself soap in your hands. And I like to use this. I like to take this especially when there's no water. When there's no water, there's where that portable collapsible water bottle comes in as well. I just fill that up with regular drinking water and then I wash my hands, because honestly, hand sanitizer is just not enough, especially if I'm going to be eating or if I'm going to be partaking in substances, or just, I don't know, my hands just feel kind of gross and like muggy after a while and like kind of crusty and like sweaty, and I'm touching the fans and I'm touching a bunch of things, my phone, and it's just better to just wash your hands. But hand sanitizer is my last resort. But those soap things are literally chef's kiss. Take a fan, a fan, the ones that go over your neck, the little portable ones, battery powered ones. If you're going to hard summer or a hot festival, I recommend taking the little water mister fans. They sell them at like Five Below and like Target and stuff, Walmart. They're little like water bottle, and then they have a fan. And I'll insert a picture, but you just spray them as the fan is going, and it just gives like a nice mist. Or you could just take a regular mister. But that's if you want to like add to the vibe and like cool down. If you're a hot person, or if you just want to like help other people, you could take that. But I know it's also like a hassle to like carry that if you don't have like a camelback, or like you don't, if you're traveling light, then you might not want to do that. But I've seen people carry it on a lanyard as well. So you can do, it's just little tips and tricks to see if you would like to add this to your experience. Another tip, if you're going to like hard summer, like a hot festival, if you have a pashmina, if you have a bucket hat, if you have a bandana, a face mask, wet those things and then put it on top of you so you can keep cool, and it helps with like the sun. It helps keep you cool, and it's just overall like a cool thing to do because you literally will stay cool. So that's another thing, especially hard summer. I know hard summer is literally this weekend, so have fun, be safe. Don't forget to explore. There's so many things that you could do. There's a bunch of like pop-ups. There's like events and like different collaborations that they have with like different energy drinks or like food and snacks and like a bunch of things that they have collaborated with to give you like an experience. A lot of the times they give you free stuff, so go and explore. I know that for hard summer they've given like lollipops or like ice creams and like Pringles. Like there's a bunch of stuff that they give for free, and you just go explore. And there's artwork and like a bunch of little interactive things that you could do. So just make sure you explore and just don't go just. I mean, you can go just for the music because a lot of times I don't explore myself, so I can't be like hypocritical. But like explore, you're gonna find a bunch of fun things to do, and also go early because you pay all that money, you really want to enjoy it and like be get the full experience and be there from start to finish. And this is why it's important to eat and rest and just literally have fun. Like that's the gist of it. Just have fun and make the most out of your trip. Make sure you eat and rest. I know, like when I first started raving, I was not resting. I was just go, 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 dancing all the time from one stage to another, running around like a chicken without a head. But I learned and evolved to now being 26 years old, and it's just honestly a lot more exhausting doing that. Spread yourself so thin and do the most and do everything at once. But you're one person that needs energy, that needs fuel, that needs rest. What I like to do is I like to eat and go to a DJ that I wanted to see, but sit at the back so that I could see them, enjoy my food, and rest. That is the perfect combination. You have to really take care of your body and hydrate and eat and give your body the nutrients and the fuel to continue going. If you are going to be drinking, please drink a lot of water before you start drinking and after the fact. There's also these like pills. They're like pills when you are gonna drink so that you don't get a hangover. I'll insert the picture here. I don't know what they're called, but my sister and her boyfriend always use this, and it literally works wonders. Drug test your things, please. There's also a end overdose booth at Insomniac events that they give out Narcan if you do the training, where they kind of explain how to properly like do the Narcan and like what is it called? Narcan saves lives. Like it literally does. Even if you don't partake in substances, just take it, have it with you. You never know. A lot of times, people who don't even partake in substances have saved people's lives because they have Narcan just because of the awareness that has been being shared. Narcan helps with overdoses and fentanyl because a lot of substances can be laced with fentanyl, and Narcan has literally saved lives. It's not like a one and done. Like you could need a lot of Narcan to save someone, but it literally helps to kind of buffer and like postpone the overdose until you get like the medical attention that you need for these people. This leads me to my next one is plur. If you are new to the environment or community, or if you are a seasoned raver and you want to talk about how Plur is dead, but you are also part of the problem by not continuing to share and not continuing to participate in it, then you are part of the problem. So let me share. If you are new, Plur is peace, love, unity, respect. And there's an extra R for responsibility, as in we are taking care of each other. We are literally human beings. We are one. We are all one and the same. I know we like to judge and we like to, we have an ego. We have these tendencies. We're human. I get it. But if you see someone having a hard time, if you see them struggling, if you see them needing medical attention, go and see what you can do for them. Don't just sit there, laugh, point fingers, or just move on and brush it off like nothing. Or if you see someone doing something they're not supposed to, like stealing a phone or touching someone without consent, like you stand up, say something. If you see something, say something, please. We are here. It's a community. The Rave community is about having this space where people can be themselves without judgment, where people can feel safe away from societal pressures and societal judgment. So if you bring that into this community, you are literally creating an issue in this community, which is a way of the root of the foundation of this community. We are here to literally include everyone. We want everyone to be seen. We want everyone to feel safe. So you have to be and partake in that creation of that safe space. Please, if you see something, say something. Because you never know. Some people might come with groups of friends, friends that don't even take care of them or don't want to do anything. And if you see that, you can step in and make literally someone's day better, can literally help them out. If you want to know how to trade candy, let me show you if you're new. So basically, it's like this. You go with the other person, pretend you're the other person on the other side. You do the peace sign, you do the love, which is like this, unity, which is just like a high five, and then respect, you like lock hands like this. But I've seen other people also do like a little like, hold on, how do I do this? So you could do like this or like this. I've seen two different people do that. And then you like trade the candy while you're locking hands. You change the candy to their hand. And that's basically how you trade a candy and practice Blur. So these beads, you can make them. They're just like friendship bracelets. You can put whatever you want. They can have little charms, or just say like a word or something. Like, also, if you don't want to make these bracelets or don't have that or don't want to buy anything like that, I know trinkets are also a big thing coming around. Any small little thing that you have laying around, any party favors. If you go to like party supplies, they have like little party favors for like goodie bags. They have a lot of those where you could just give them out to people. You can also give out little like fidget toys. I know these literally save my life, especially with anxiety or whatever. It's just good for like stimulation throughout the night, so that you can kind of be present in like what's going on and like get in your body. This also helps. There's also like other like fidget toys like this. But if you don't want to go out of your way and buy any fidgets or any trinkets or make candy and buy all the supplies to make candy, the whole space is evolving, okay? I've also gotten these, which I think are super cute. If you have a deck, I know I have a couple of decks laying around of like just cards. Um, you could literally write on the back of the decks with like marker or like paint. I know this one I got and it says "Let it go and let yourself grow," which I think is super cute, just inspiring messages. I always like I am so grateful when I get messages like that at raves, because it just literally always resonates with what's going on in my life. I also got these two Bob Ross cards that are the same thing, but they have little quotes. This one says, "Just let your imagination go. You can create all kinds of beautiful effects just that easy." And I just think that's so freaking cute. This one too. This one says, "Go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is." And I think that is so freaking adorable. So if you have a deck, or if you have just index cards or any freaking card ever, like just write, make your own little messages and give them out to people. Literally make them smile. I like to go up to people who look like they're not having a good time, who look like they're sad or worried, and I go up to them and I just give them a little something. Be some type of light and just really shift the way that they're feeling at the moment, to give them a little bit of hope. And it just makes the biggest, like, it's just so fulfilling to see someone switch their energy from being sad or in a lower vibration and just getting that little flower, that little hint from the universe, from God, and you are there to be a deliverance of that message. And it's just so fulfilling and so beautiful to just share kindness and good energy. The point is, you are also part of creating the plur environment. I see a lot of people just talking about how plur is dead, but they're not really doing anything to further bring awareness and education to the plur community guidelines and the just overall message of plur. So this is why you have to bring awareness, you have to share with others. And a lot of people just are quick to give up on wanting to practice plur because other people are not practicing it. They just kind of like, all right, I mean, if they're not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. Like, no, that's not what this is about. We are all in this together. No room for hatred or harm here. Although there are going to be your bad apples everywhere and anywhere, but love can over trump hate, okay? Okay. And this leads me to my last and final tip. Going through the vibe. This one I get so like worked up about because it is something that I see again going with that plur is trying to get in the crowd. If you're trying to get to the rails or to the front or to a better view and you want to get to the front of the stage, or go through the very far left or the very far right of the stage, because people are going to be going in and out through there. There's already people coming out from the front. The easiest way is to go through the edge because there's a little bit of space. Whereas the actual middle density of the crowd, there's not going to be that much space. And you're going to have to go through a lot more people if you go through there than if you go through the edge. You can go through the edge of either side and you'll get to the front of the stage or out of there quickly. But I have had more luck going from the left or the right and having a little bit more space to dance if you go in through these angles. One of the most important ones that I feel like literally changes everything and will have you commuting anywhere very fast, very polite, is simply vibing. If you vibe through the crowd, if you dance through the crowd, you're gonna make your way through. Sure, you can also say excuse me and like fan people along with the other things that people have mentioned. You can also add that with fanning. You can fan people, and that literally they always look like, where the heck is that coming from? And it's from you. And then they see you and then they're grateful, and to say thank you, they let you go. That works. Using your flashlight, putting your phone with like the words excuse me or saying excuse me. I know sometimes it's loud so they can't really hear you, which is why this tip is the best tip of all time. You can again join forces with all the other things I just mentioned, but vibe is everything. Energy is everything. If people can hear you vibe, like hyping people up or just having a blast, if they hear and like feel you dancing behind you, they're gonna be like, where the heck is this energy? What is this? And they'll turn around and they'll see you and then move out the way. If you vibe, if you're trying to barge your way through, if you're saying excuse me, but you're still like trying to force your way in and they're still not letting you, it's because you're just walking or like trying to budge your way in there. You have to literally go with the wave, flow by, just flow by as a little wave of positive energy with just smiles. And you could fan people and it'll just be like a dream, like, hey, yes, I'll let you through because you passed the vibe check. And leading me to my next thing. If you are getting frustrated and you already have your spot and you are frustrated that people keep trying to pass by you and pass by the trains, and you literally give them faces even though they have nothing to do with what's going on. They're just trying to get to their friends. They probably left to go get water, or they're just trying to get to the front of the stage. And that's fine because you have been there at some point in your life. So why are you judging other people for doing that? Even if they're rude or don't say excuse me, if you see someone trying to make their way through and you see them, rude or not, if they're saying excuse me or not, or if they're just vibing, or if they're not saying anything but they're not being rude, whatever it is, if you see someone, just move out the way. I see so many people just frustrated at the fact that so many people are coming by, and they're so frustrated that they just try to stand their ground and just not move, and they are creating that problem. That is your pride Don't let your pride take over. We're here to have a good time and make everyone's life easier, including yourself. If you try to resist people coming in the crowd, you're gonna carry this like frustration and hatred throughout that whole time and ruin your own experience. Easily just and go about vibing. Like that is a lot easier than being angry and standing your ground and wanting to be petty. Like that is your ego talking. Let it sit down. There's no room for that right here. We are high vibes, high energy, good energy. Okay? This is what this whole community is about. We don't need any of that ugly energy around, okay? So please keep this in mind next time. If you're trying to get through the crowd, just freaking vibe, compliment people, fan people, whatever. Hype people up. Do whatever you can to make the vibe a vibe, okay? You make that vibe a vibe because if you're a vibe, then it's going to be a vibe. If you are not the vibe, then it's not going to be a vibe. And that's the way life goes. You get what you give. If you're giving ugly energy, you're going to get ugly energy. If you give good energy, you're going to get good energy. And that is life, and that is karma, and that is just the reality of it. Okay, so let's keep Plur alive. Let's be mindful. Let's make everyone's life easier and not start any issues. Don't be insecure. Don't let people trigger your ego. If you feel triggered, just remove yourself from the situation and walk away, please. There's no need for violence. There's no need for all that icky things, okay? Please, if you are a seasoned raver, continue to educate and continue to spread plur. We need more of it. It's not gonna stop. New people are gonna keep on coming, and it's honestly something that we need. I think the world is healing, which is why there are more people getting exposed to this community, because when I first started, I saw this community as a potential future that we can have in regular society, which is being nice, being mindful, being caring of one another, and just able to be ourselves. Like that's too much for us to like grasp in the real world, that we have to create like a secret underground like place to have this. And I know we're trying to gatekeep it as much as possible, but honestly, that's just selfish. It really is, because the whole world needs healing. The whole world needs to be able to express themselves and have that person to take care of you and have that love and genuine connection. The whole world needs it. You are being selfish if you want to keep it for just yourself. And I understand that. I know I've been there with like DJs. Like I want to gatekeep them and like would have wanted if no one else knew about them. But they make amazing art and the world needs to see them. And that is what this community is. The world needs to see this and see how, if you are part of creating that vibe, creating that energy, creating a love, safe space that can trickle on into the world would just be a better place. So let's not look at it, let's change the perspective and view it from a different point of view, and see that the more people that are joining this rave community is actually making it better, because they are going to heal the way that this community has healed you and has helped you. It's going to help other people. So why are we trying to make it selfish and make it like, oh, you're ruining a good thing? Like, no, instead of being upset about it, how can we fix it? Right now we're just complaining about it and not doing anything about it. You are adding to the situation. Instead, what are the actual solutions to make this better? And then let's just do it. Take inspired, aligned action. I hope you guys got something. If you guys are going to Heart Summer, let me know down below, and let me know what other events you're going to, and or if anything related. If you want to share this video, that would be super helpful. Share it to any new ravers or your friends and family, and subscribe if you like. I make more spiritual growth videos, as well as I have a podcast called Forever Unfolding for my ravers and just overall spiritual growth. I also do flow. I flow with the whip, the hoop, and the flow stars. So if you want to see content of that, just let me know down below. And yeah, I hope you have a safe and amazing rave experience, whether it's your first time or your 30th time. Whatever it is, I hope you have a blast, and please be nice to others. You get what you give. So let's give love, care, and appreciation and respect. because that's what I would want in return. And I hope you would want that too because you deserve it, okay? Bye, guys.